Cassandra Donnelly from Creative Passages, and thank you so much for stopping by my channel, and also thank you to all my new subscribers. Today I want to talk to you about Mini-Master boards. That is Momigami Mini-Master boards, which are just like regular master boards, except it's made with Momigami papers, and except that it's smaller. And the reason it's smaller is just because of the projects that I intend to make with it. So a masterboard is basically a collage on a piece of paper that you will use for a future project. And most of the time people make them for their journals, and they put the collage pieces together, and sometimes they add more things on top of it, like stamps and stencils and stickers. You can really make a nice masterboard, but for the purpose that I'm making this today, I don't have all the extra stuff there. I just simply use the Momigami papers and I glue them onto my substrate. Now, if you're making a masterboard, you're making it as something you can use for your future project. So, knowing what your future project will be will determine what type of substrate you use for your masterboard. So I decided that I'm going to make paper flowers, Momigami paper flowers, and also Momigami charms. And that is because I saw a video from Mary Ferrari in her graphic design page where she made the paper charms and the Momigami flowers. Now, she used magazine images that she put together on these mini master boards, and she put them all in diagonal strips. So that is what inspired me. I've made one other master board in the past, but not with Momigami. So this is my first Momigami mini master board, and made a whole other video on Momigami if you're interested in seeing that. But basically, Momigami is just kneaded paper. So you take the paper and you fold it up and unfold it, fold it, unfold it, and then once it gets soft enough, then you can begin crumpling it up. You can do it dry. You can add lotion. You can use like tapioca starch or kanyaku starch. I have trouble with that word. To do the Momigami. So this is stuff I've already Momigami'd. So mostly it's my art, like line drawings and doodles that I Momigami'd, that I made purposely for projects like this. It's not like a major work of art. It's more like a doodle. And I like to Momigami it, sometimes incorporate it into a project like this. I did Momigami fibers. This right here, this was, I believe it's mulberry paper, so I'm adding that as well. That little plastic bag there is full of all my Momigami scraps. And there's one actual previous Momigami collage there with the gold that I'm also using. And then that little black strip to right next to it is also Momigami'd as well. So I made 2 of these mini masterboards with just magazine Momigami paper pieces, and then the rest of them I'm mixing with my art and the magazine pages. So I want you to be able to see the difference. Well, I want to see the difference between the two. And I really like things to be personal. That's just my own preference. So this is another piece of scrapbooking paper, but I really love to Momigami my own artwork and include lots of that. So the more personal I can make it, the more meaningful I can make it, the more I tend to enjoy the art making process. So these are going to be little paper flowers that I'm making for the first time just to make them. I'm at this time I wasn't sure what I was going to use these paper flowers for, but I thought they were really cute. I've since decided to put it on a snippet roll, and then I'm going to use that in my journal. And that'll be its own other video as well. So you see all these projects that kind of build up. And so one kind of leads into the next one, into the next one. So these little mini boards are a lot of fun to make. Momigami is a lot of fun to make too. I just love the idea of like crumpling it, but yet um, it gets soft, it gets beautiful, and then I really am intrigued or just encouraged when I make a collage out of Momigami pieces, because they seem to become like this whole new piece of all these like different splices of pieces, all these broken pieces, and to me they come together into this whole piece, and to me that just mimics healing so much. You know, I'm a trauma survivor, and I think that's what appeals to me so much about the Momigami, is that it's these crumpled up pieces that, you know, maybe they were kind of, you know, you could say that was a metaphor for abuse, but yet they just end up being pretty. They end up having character. They're pretty by themselves even, but then when you put them all together, they form this whole new cohesive piece, and they kind of almost like melt into each other, and they just like they fuse together. It seems that way. And then I take it even a step further, like if we make these flowers and make these charms out of it, or it could be any product. You could use this Momigami Master board to make a journal card, or you can make a tag, or you know, you can make a tuck pocket or something like that with this. So that's why I wanted to have this video just by itself, like the Momigami Mini-Master boards, versus putting it all together in one video onto how to make the charms. So when I do get to the charms in the paper flower video, I'm going to refer to this, or I'm thinking I might just do like a really like explain it really quickly and do fast forward, but it won't be as in depth as this video. So I've explained the master boards. It's pretty easy to do. It's just a collage with your Momigami pieces. I'm using the Mod Podge here, and I should have used my cellulose glue because I like it better, but you have to prepare that ahead of time. And the Momigami, I'm not the Momigami, the Mod Podge was ready for me, so I used that. But a word of caution about the Mod Podge is that if it gets really hot, or you have more than one piece of artwork, or you know, anything you made with the Mod Podge on top of it, if the Mod Podge covers are laying next to each other, they could end up sticking. So I recommend that you either spray it with fixative, or you can use cellulose glue, works well, and put it on top of it so that it will never stick, you know, to something else that's been Mod Podge. Because if you don't do that, or let's say you maybe are going to do that when you do use a project or put it in your journal, you may forget by then. So I just recommend you just try to go ahead and put something on that Mod Podge so it doesn't stick. And it doesn't matter whether it's matte or gel. I mean, matte or glossy, it'll eventually stick, or it has a high potential to. Now, the substrate you use will depend on the project that you want to do. So with the paper charms, I want a substrate that's a little bit thicker, such as maybe cardstock, or a heavier scrapbooking piece of paper, or watercolor paper, or mixed media paper. And then for the Momigami paper flowers, I want something that's going to be a little bit lighter and foldable. Mary recommended that you use the thicker paper for your charms, such as cardstock, that's what she used, and lighter paper for your paper flowers. She used book pages, I used a old hymn book page and also some thinner scrapbooking paper. So it's totally up to you what you use. So this is my second piece of Momigami Mini-Master board, and I'm going to make several others. So to save you time, I'm just going to fast forward this part, and hope you enjoy watching. And then I will show you the final Mini-Master boards, and then also what they look like scanned. I am adding some Distress Oxide sprays here, just to make it more interesting. I love my Distress Oxide sprays, and for good measure, I just threw in acrylic ink as well. It was like shimmering blue, or one of those shimmering colors, which I also love. So, back to the same thing, just collaging the Momigami pieces. Alright, these are dry, and now I'm going to turn them into little flowers. So these were from magazines that were Momigami'd, and I distress sprayed these. This was my art that I Momigami'd, and there's distress spray over that one. This is my art that I Momigami'd. No distress spray. More art. And more art. And more art. So these were all art that I Momigami'd. And alright, here are some scans of my mini Momigami Master boards. These first two are made with just magazine pages. The first one I put on diagonally, like my reference did Mary. This one I did in just various different ways. And also this one was done in magazine pages that I Momigami'd. And this next one here is one I did with my own artwork, but I also included one or two pieces of the magazine images. And this one as well is mostly my artwork, but there might be some other scrapbooking or fiber papers in there. This one again is mostly my artwork with some scrapbooking paper and fibers, and I threw in a little piece of lace for good measure, and some magazines. And this one also is my artwork and some magazine Momigami pages and some scrapbooking papers. This one as well is my artwork and some I'm not sure what else. And this one's mostly all my artwork that I Momigami'd, and so I think it's a lot of fun. This one's cute, I think. So thank you for taking the time to stop by and watch my video on making Momigami Mini-Master boards. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will leave a link to the videos that I referred to. Enjoy your day, and be blessed. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and think about subscribing. Bye.